Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com here for NTMarkets.com with your Thursday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, couple things. Look at how tight these bands are. I put this Bollinger Bandwidth up on my chart last night for my subscribers, and it's the tightest it's been since August of 2013. Here. And here, okay, which corresponds with this, okay. So a couple things, and I'll give you the thumbnail version of what I gave them last night. The bands are incredibly tight. A touch of those bands does not carry the same force and effect as it normally would if the bands were at a wider distance, okay. What I don't want people doing is, if we get to the lower band, if it's a break lower, if we get to the upper band, if it's a break higher, to do the Pavlov's dog thing and just fade it back to the middle, because that's what we do with bands. If you do that, you could really get caught up in a good 30 to 40 handles right to your head. And I don't want that to happen to anybody. So we're just kind of looking around the corner here, because it's not going to stay like this, right? Not going to stay like this. It's going to break. What direction does it break in? Nobody knows, okay? It looked like it was going to break higher last night before China came out. Then China whipped it down into the 20s. Now we're back trading around the middle band, and so we're pretty much back to where, right in the middle of things. The bears need to push lower today. They need to get it below the band, below the middle band, and keep it there and close there, okay? If they do another V bottom like they did on Tuesday, then they're really going to be saying to everyone that, we can push the market for a little while, but there's really nothing behind what we have. And that's going to embolden the dip buyers, and then we'll get a breakout to the upside. So this is a very big day for the bears. The point I was trying to make earlier was, if you just instinctively try to fade the touch of bands that are this tight, you're going to get hurt, because the bands are going to run. This circle here represents what happened when this move broke down. The touch of the band was initially at about 1670. We bottomed out 6 days later at 1631. That's 40 handles. Be careful. When things get tight, there is a lot that needs to get worked off, and they will run much farther than you ever think they will. Okay? It's better. I'm not a big seller. I'm not big on selling weakness, and I'm not big on buying strength. I do it a lot more than I used to, simply because of this uptrend. But this is a situation where, when we start the move, whether it's lower or higher, you really have to be cognizant of where that little test is going to be to come back. And if it's a downside move, that little test of resistance. If it's an upside move, that little test of support. And then you need to, if it's breaking higher, you need to get long. If it's breaking lower, you need to get short. And you need to sit in that for a few days and take advantage of the volatility that's going to expand. So that's my suggestion today with the band. So that's my suggestion in how to deal with this move when it breaks, because it's not going to stay like this. We're going to get expansion. The bands contract, the bands expand. Be prepared for the expansion, because that, to me, is a more profitable way to look at the next week or so, versus trying to catch all these whipsaws in the middle of very tight bands, unless you're like a scalp trader or something. But if you're in it for any kind of a bigger move, you need to sit back, let this thing decide, and then go with it. Okay, that's all I've got for today. Follow me on Twitter at Princeton Trader. Check out the website. Come check out our chat room. We'd love to meet you and help you with your trading. I will be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.